Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, you guys? It's me, Kendra Pearl. Thank you for coming back to watch with me. I just put out the Real Housewives of Orange County review, so go ahead and check that out. If you did not, or if you don't want to, or you're not into the Real Housewives of Orange County, during that review, I started my makeup and I'm just completing it now with this video. And something that I really wanted to talk about and I want to be part of, which is the impeachment of Trump. This is a monumental moment in our history, a monumental moment in our time, in our children's time. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely speaking to my boys about it. I have 9-year-old twins and a 16-year-old boy as well. And I'm talking to all of them about that. They're biracial. They have been subjected to hate, to being called the N word at school, all based on the fact that their mother is black. And my children are white. They look like white boys. Um, if you did not see me with them, you would have no idea that we were related. This lighting is so terrible, it's frustrating me. But you would have no idea that we were related. That's how light skinned my boys are. So they have been subjected to a lot of the hate that has been going around, especially because of the Trump era that we're in, and due to the fact that his administration promotes hate, and that's all they're about. So I really wanted to discuss this with you while I'm getting ready or finishing up my look for today. I have a lot of errands I gotta run, and I have to get my hair done today. So the only thing is I'm not sure if I'm getting it relaxed. I'm natural. I'm not sure if I want to do a relaxed look or if I'm just looking for some cornrows, keep the hair tamed until I get it braided again. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what today brings. But Trump and the impeachment of Trump. I want to know, my fellow watchers, are you watching it? And if so, how do you feel this will be played out? There's so many different opinions. I have been watching Republican opinion, Democratic opinion, liberal opinion, conservative opinion. I am listening to everybody to gauge kind of where this is going because they're the ones in the field. They're the ones that really have a broad, in-depth understanding of politics, the policies that this administration has enacted, the policies that this administration has followed from the Obama and Bush administration, um, like things that Obama picked up and followed, therefore Trump will pick up and follow, and continue on. There's a lot of things that Obama has put in place that Trump has just pushed forward, and he's getting all the hate for. And so it's really interesting to see where people's opinions lie and how they have the understanding of everything that's happening today. Like I said, it's something I'm definitely discussing with my kids. Are you doing the same? I want to know. A lot of the opinion pieces out there, I feel as though are um, definitely leaning towards the impeachment. I feel that the polling that is out there today, I think the last poll that they put out, it was 65% of Americans. So 65% of us agree of this impeachment. But it just kind of makes me wonder, will it happen? Will we get our wish? Because I listen, when Obama started his second term, I was working for a corporation, a staffing agency, and my boss, I was the only black person working there. And in this area that I live in on the East Coast, out of all the offices that they have, and there was quite a few during this time, during the second term of Obama, there was quite a few open. Out of all of them, I'm going to say I'll give you a range of 15. It may have been a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but 15 is a good medium. So out of 15 offices, that my boss was the branch manager over, I was the only black person working there. He hired everyone. I wasn't hired by him. He hired everybody else in these offices. All of them were proud Republicans. All of them have positions in the towns that they're in, whether it be a treasurer or a secretary position. All of them are very involved within the community and in the Republican community, in Republican politics. They're all graduates from a certain college here on the East Coast, and very proud, very very proud. I was brought in as a temporary associate. I was only supposed to be answering the phones. It was a 2 week assignment that I was brought in for. It started at like $10 an hour, and that's all I was there for. Just answer the phone and direct the calls to the recruiter that was in the office. That was it. White recruiter. And when I started there for my 2 week assignment, I noticed that no black people were coming in, no Puerto Rican people were coming in, Jamaicans, Africans. The area that I live in, the state that I live in, there is a lot of people in these communities, a lot and a lot that needed to get to work, and none of them were. And during that time, I was raised in an environment, I grew up Mormon. So I was raised around white people. I dated white men, dated white girls. I had white friends. I mean, I knew everybody. I had Jamaican friends, African friends, white people. I knew everyone, had love for everyone, did not see color at all. Now I was aware of color, but I didn't see it. And I was never placed in an environment where I had to look at racism in a corporate environment. I worked in corporate positions before, and I did not have to look at the color of my skin as determination if I moved up or not. It literally was never a question. And I guess I was blessed in that way, but it was also not a blessing because when I got into this environment and I saw that black people weren't being hired, I decided to make a door for myself. I decided to make this position mine. I said, I'm going to hire people. I'm not going to hire white. I'm not going to hire black. I'm hiring people. I'm hiring the people that are best for the position. I'm not sure why they're not doing it, but I'm going to. And so I just put myself into this job. I'm telling you, within that 2 weeks, I made it mine. And there was only one other recruiter working in that office, only one salary that they can have in that office. I was so good at my job that my boss, the racist, didn't notice. His boss, the non racist, did. And that's who hired me. So I started that 2 week assignment in November. By January, I had a contract with them as a full time recruiter. Salary, I was making close to 50 grand a year. I was doing very, very well for myself, but I was hated by my boss, the person that I had to have that direct communication with. And it was so bad that when it came down to Obama second term and trying to be reelected, when it came down to it, the next day my boss said, make sure you come in all black. And I said, why? And he said, to mourn the fact that Obama's not going to win this election. We're not going to have him. Obama won. Obama won. And the next morning, I remember I went to Cumberland's Farms gas station and I walk in to get my coffee and I see the headlines that Obama was reelected. And part of me was ecstatic. I was super happy for him, yes. And then part of me was incredibly fearful because, no, it wasn't his second term. No, it was a second term. So part of me was very fearful because I knew that hell was going to be had when I got to work that day. And that's exactly what happened. No one talked to me. Not one email was answered. My job was to hire people and onboard people, and I would have to have communication with my boss in order to do that. And there was none for that day. Like no emails were being responded to of mine. It was almost like because Obama was elected, it was my fault. And it was an crazy, 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 crazy day. And that day defined the next 3 years that I worked for that company. It was hell. They made sure that my boss did everything to degrade me, to to completely destroy the foundation that I stood on. He did everything to desecrate my soul. And part of it worked. I mean, at one point for 2 weeks, I had to take FMLA and go see a therapist because it was it was every single day being hit with racist attacks. And there's only so much a person could take. I don't care how strong you are, there's only so much you can take before it crumbles you. And that's what he did. And during that 2 weeks, I was around people that um, understood what was happening to me, white people. These therapists understood what was happening to me, and seeing this breakdown of someone that did not deserve it. All I was trying to do was work, take care of my family, and get people to work. That's all I was trying to do, and I was making a difference doing it, and it felt good. And so they really helped me. They really built me back up, and they're like, you cannot allow this person to do this to you. You need to get back in there and work. And that's what I did. After the 2 weeks, I went back and I just put my head into my work, and I did what I had to do. And yeah, eventually he got his wish. I was fired, and it was on this crazy technicality that I could have fought, but at that point I was done. I was tired. I was done. So watching Trump and everything that's happening, and knowing that those type of people that I work with voted for him, knowing that people that I went to high school with voted for him because they're on Facebook, loud, proud, talking about this love for Trump. But then seeing the polls today and seeing how 65% of Americans agree with this impeachment, it makes me wonder, are these people part of this agreement? Are they part of this 65% approval of impeaching Trump? Where is their mindset today? And how did it get here? How did we get to a place where racism and all of this hate is allowed, and this rhetoric to just continue to be pushed out into the masses for people to extrapolate whatever they want from it in order to have a good navigation for their narrative? This hate is their navigation to just continue to push out a hateful narrative of why we don't hire black people, or why Puerto Ricans are not justified of being in the country. Mexicans, Jamaicans, Africans, anybody that is not plain white skin is no longer accessible, or is no longer allowed in this country. And this impeachment and this time that we're in is so huge because we're seeing it. We have seen it every single day. And now it's the time that comes that says, are we going to continue to allow it? Are we going to continue to allow racism? Are we going to continue to allow this divide, this hate, to be in our masses, be in our blood, be in our school systems, be on the city bus? I mean, it's everywhere. You walk into CVS or Walgreens, you feel it. You go through a McDonald's drive-through, and it's a white person that doesn't like the color of your skin. You could feel that hate from them. What is happening? And I'm really interested to see what you think. So comment below. Let's have a conversation. Where do you think this impeachment is leading us? How do you think that we will become as a country if this happens?